So, oh god, I don't even know if you'll be able to see this properly. So let me zoom in a bit. Okay. I'm trying to move around with Unreal control schemes, like by holding the middle mouse button and dragging around, but you can probably tell I'm like trying to do two different things at the same time. So yeah, so the plan is to arrive at the station, and then the through NPCs that like an NPC you meet there that initially kind of gives you like a rundown before they leave, or finding notes and things, or like closing the environment. There are 4 ways to get to the objective, which is to reach the police chief's office and get like information on like disappearances and like what's going on in the town to like further the story of the conceptual game. And also at some point you'll find that there is one like person still left inside the station, and your character, being the good-natured person that they are going to get them out. So the key is also in that area inside the chief's office. But to get to this last little sequence right here, where you get to the locked chief's office door, you open it, you get the key to Keith's cell, which is the person inside the cell, let him out, and then leave the station. There are 4 ways to achieve these goals. One of them is you find a note, and it talks about how some of the officers are kind of curious as to what the chief has in his office, because like if you see my plan for him, he has a big office, he has his own break room, he has his own bathroom and shower, and interconnecting from his office or his bathroom and shower, there's this little like stairway going down that actually comes out behind the female showers. So in the story of the game, this like the police chief's like a creep. He's like a terrible individual, and he actually has a peephole in the female showers. So the other officers are trying to figure out like what's going on. So one of them actually managed to snag a physical key into his office, but it's hidden somewhere like randomly, like within like a locker or like a cubicle or something, like in like a drawer. And the officers have been like kind of playing this like weird game of hot potato with it, because no one wants to get caught with it, and no one's brave enough to like get in to like actually like sneak into the office. So they've just kind of been dumping it off on each other, the key. So that's one way. You can randomly find, like if you happen to like find the key, you can use that to get in. Another way to get in is you find a note, and it talks about how there's a code, because the chief's door there's like a number pad, electronic pad, and you have to put in a 4-digit code. So the officers have been kind of looking over his shoulder, and each of them has seen one of the like 4 keys that he's pressed, and they've written it down, and you have to then go around the station and find the individual keys. And like you'll find notes or stuff like kind of indicating like where one of the actual digits are like written down. So you have to get those 4 digits to get the code, which you can see right here in this like little diamond shape composed of smaller diamonds, to then get in. However, to do that, you have to go to the basement. Wrong one. You have to go to the basement and go to the generator room and turn the generator room on. Now this comes with problems, but benefits. One, the benefits is it'll allow that option to be accessed. It'll also open up the morgue, because the morgue is also like security locked, like electronically locked, and when the power went out, it kind of just shut down and it stayed locked. So it lights up the area, opens up the morgue. The downside is now the enemies are going to be more active, because now there's sound coming from the generator. So first off, some of them will come down, and try to like see what's going on, so you have to get out quickly. And the flat tops will be more active because that kind of like sprung them into life. Excuse me. I don't know why I'm burping. Sorry about that. So yeah, you have to turn on the generator in the basement to get to that. And then once you have that, then you can go and get into the chief's room once you have the code and the generator's on. The third option is there's this item called the timer. And it's literally a kitchen timer, like a individual kitchen timer that you wind up and it starts ticking down and then it rings once whatever. It's sapient, like it'll speak to you, and it kind of works similarly to the heart from Dishonored. You can tell where I get my inspirations from. And one of the things it does is if you go up to an area that it finds interesting, it's kind of like a she. It would have a female voice. If you go up to an area that she finds interesting, she'll wind up and she'll kind of replay a moment in time there, like through like these like kind of like ghostly figures, and they'll like replay this moment, almost like the ghost moments in BioShock 1, where you had like kind of like scenes playing out in like a ghostly way. It's kind of like that. If you haven't seen that, look it up or play BioShock. Fantastic game. So a scene will play out, and then you can gather clues and information from that. So if you go to the water cooler and use the kitchen timer, a scene will replay, and it'll talk about how there's one of the officers has been working on a little machine that he thinks can like basically bypass / hack the keypad. All he needs to know is kind of like the make of it, like the actual like model number or whatever of it, and then he needs to use it. There's two problems though. One is that he doesn't know it, and he can't. The one in front of the chief's office doesn't have the information, but he figures that the back door, which he can use to get into the chief can use to get into the office, is also behind the female showers. As shown right here, this area right here, 2F2. These are doors. So that door right there will have a keypad as well. So what you actually end up doing is you can go and reverse peep, like use the peephole to then look at what the model is. Once you have that information, you also need to grab the device that the officer made to bypass the door. The issue with it is that it's inside the morgue. So if you turn on the generator, the morgue's going to be open. So you have to do that either way. And it'll also turn on the keypad. So both like two birds, one stone. You have to get into the morgue, grab the item, and then go to the second floor to get into the chief's office. So that's the third way to do it. The last way is you can just find explosives that are in the basement, because there's an armory here with like a lot of firepower and explosives. So if you just want to go the loud route, your character Dalila can go to the basement, she finds some explosives, and then an objective will pop up like, oh, you can just blow open the door. And it's a way to do it. It's going to attract a lot of attention. So a lot of enemies are going to, like, basically every enemy in the level is going to like try to start heading into your location. So you have to be quick. Or fight through all of them, or like find a way to hide yourself until they kind of go away or lose interest, and then do that. But there's options. So you then go to the chief's office, blow it open, get inside, get whatever you need for the objective, the information, the files, whatever, the key. And then once you have that key, whatever the 4 options that you picked, you grab the key that's in the chief's office, go back to the basement, and then get Keith, open his cell door, he'll get himself out, no escort mission, none of that, and then you just go through the front door again and leave. So that's the general layout of the level. Come in, get a quick briefing, find information on some of the different ways you can get to the chief's door, because that's your goal. Get into the chief's office, grab the information, grab the key, get Keith out. And yeah, that's the rundown. And then there are some objectives that might not even pop up, depending on how the player would progress, which I have to like make, but this is again like theoretical / hypothetical. And yeah, I just want to give the player options on how to do this. But yeah, that's the basic rundown of it. Yeah, I rambled on a lot. This is gonna be a pretty long. Gonna have to cut out that initial section of the video to put into a separate pre-ramble video, and then just this big massive thing in the center. So yeah, now I'm gonna cut this probably into a third one because I'm gonna ramble on about something else here. So I hope this made sense. I'm gonna try to get better at recording these, again, practice, and to condense my ideas down. Might have to make like a script or something. Probably will, because these go on for a bit. And then yeah, hope this made sense. Hope you find this somewhat interesting, and I'm going to keep working on this to turn this into more than just a idea in my head, and then maybe start applying to places with it as a like big component of my portfolio. And then as I promptly get rejected or not even like responded to, I'll keep working on it, and then maybe someday this will be enough to like get a few eyes turning my way. But until then, we keep working on it.